And
for
Scott,
everything.
and Scott, thank you.
There we go, Scott. Speaking of which, how's Scott doing? He's doing good?
So he is doing incredibly well. My dad had an interesting summer. He actually had a quintuple bypass surgery, and that's a really intense surgery.
Yeah.
So it all happened really quick. He went in. I know he would want me to say this because he really he learned a lot through this process. He's had a healthy, perfect EKG every year that he's gone in to get his physicals.
Yeah.
Perfect EKG.
Yeah.
But what found his 5 hard blockages in his heart was a resting stress test. So he's been telling all his friends, you need to get the stress test because that's what's actually preventative. If you can find that earlier, you don't have to have a bypass surgery. You can sort out those blockages with stents and things that are a lot less invasive. So he finds out that he's got these blockages. They're like, we got to do this like tomorrow.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, we don't know how you walked in here, dude. This is crazy. So he was, of course, saying to our family, he was like, you guys are busy. I don't want you guys to have to come in here. You and Austin are busy. You don't have to do this.
The
don't
brave
come.
dad, the strong dad that,
right.
you know.
He said something about when a cat is injured, it curls up around a tree and heals itself. I was like, Dad, cats don't have quintuple bypass surgery.
He tried to relate.
That's wild. You're just saying stuff
sweet.
now. That doesn't mean anything to me. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to come there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So he wakes up from surgery and it's my mom, my brother, and me and his best friend. And he comes out of surgery and he did a comedy act, a comedy set for 15 minutes. He was the funniest he's ever been, and he's usually really funny. But he's we didn't know how many blockages he had, and I was like, Dad, you had a quintuple bypass. You had 5. That's crazy. It's more than we thought. And he's like, well, you see, I come from a very competitive family. We're just and it was kind of wild because it was very parent-child reversal.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. My brother and my mom and I were each taking shifts in the ICU and staying with him 24/7. And I remember when I was a teenager, my parents would the big fight we always had is I'd sneak my cell phone into my room and be talking to my best friend Abigail under the covers all night. And they'd be like, you have a test tomorrow. You need to rest. We're taking your phone, whatever.
Yeah.
I'd get to the hospital. My brother will have done the night shift and he's like, Tay, you got to take his phone. I caught him FaceTiming his friends all night. He needs his rest. He needs to be sleeping. He's FaceTiming all night.
It's one of the main things you need is your body to just
recover.
And I'm like, I'm not taking his phone. He'll get mad. He's like, I'm not taking his phone. You got to be the one to take his phone. I'm like, I'm not doing it. My mom's like, I don't want to do it. My mom. So we're just it's we've got we've got to take our teenage son's phone away from him because he's FaceTiming all night. He came out of surgery, tried to give guitar picks to all the nurses and doctors, but he wasn't wearing pants, didn't have pockets, hospital gown. I'm having these moments where I'm like, this dude built play sets and swing sets and cribs for me. I'm building his shower chair and his walker and his bed that goes like this. It's just surreal, man. And you're like, we just all moved in with him for the whole summer pretty much. And just, because you can't really walk on your own. We had a little harness for my dad, just walking dad on his harness. And he was the loveliest patient ever. He just kept saying thank you over and over again. So
guy was full of life, man.
Yeah.
He was appreciative that he caught it.
And he still is.
Yeah. It.
We had we had the FaceTime with him last time we were together, and I was like, he hasn't changed a bit. This guy's still freaking got the energy going. Yeah.
Yeah. Trav was hanging with him the other day and he was like, so, sweetie, he says he's at 75%. And if this is 75%, I'm truly terrified of him.
To give you the update, I'm probably at 85 to 90% now. So we still got a month though.
Yeah. So my dad's like, new arteries, new me. My mom just got a new knee.
New knee.
There we go. New knees.
She's doing great. She's scampering around. We're not quite at scampering yet, but she's doing great.
She's up and moving around.
Yeah, this was just the summer of my parental upgrades. We're just upgrading the parents, making sure that they live to be at least 186 years old.
Huge.
Because they're 2 of my best friends and I just adore them. And it was actually one of the most special things that's ever happened to me, spending all that time with them this summer and getting to you have those long talks that you don't have when it's like a small concentrated period of time. This is when I learned to do the sourdough, right? My parents' friend Tina sends over a loaf.
Shout out Tina.
Shout out Tina.
Tina,
That's my girl.
I love you. Thank you, Tina.
Sends over like the best loaf of bread I've ever had in my life. To call it bread feels really, honestly, sort of like
it's gold.
Sort of like minimizing what this was,
it's modern
right?
day gold.
So I'm like, I need to know how to do this. I go over to Tina's house. She teaches me how to do it. She gives me some of her starter. Life is never the same. Okay. All these things are happening in Florida. Travis is doing his training. He's like, you look at him.
In Florida. I'm in
Florida.
Florida.
Look at him. And he's so fast and he can jump so high. So this was our Florida summer.
That's what it is.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's one hell of a drug.
Really Florida'd it up.
So this is exactly what Travis Kelce looked like when he arrived at the hospital in LA to take care of Scott Swift. Scott's health scare came at an unfortunate time for Travis, with the Chiefs training camp just 2 days away from Scott's surgery. That's also part of the reason Travis' podcast was postponed on July 23rd. And at that time, Taylor has been so concerned with her mother's health struggles over the years that her focus was really only on her. Her dad was always in great shape. As Travis, Taylor Swift, and her family rushed to Scott's bedside, it was Kelce who went into total caregiver mode. Pictures showed the Kansas City Chiefs star driving around Los Angeles at that time. He has been extremely present during Scott's health crisis. By Joe Titaro, he was takeout sourdough for Taylor, making sure she was eating, and checking in personally on Scott following his surgery. It is understood that NFL star has really risen to the occasion. This was their first crisis together, and Travis was doing everything right. If Taylor wasn't ready to marry him before, she sure is now. They were in love before, but now it seems unbreakable, our insider said. Thankfully, the dad of two has made a speedy recovery, and as Taylor told that Scott's recovery has so far been fantastic. Throughout his recovery from surgery, both Swift and her younger brother Austin were by his side during the scary time. Andrea, who he has been married to for 37 years, was also there to support him. Swift has always been close to her parents, especially her father, as he's often seen at her concerts and even at football games to support her Kelce. Back to Travis, his training camp has kept the Chiefs star pretty busy, and as a result, the Kelce brothers haven't released new episodes of the show in quite some time. On the last podcast episode at that time, Jason revealed that there would be some pre-recorded interviews with special guests, but he also threw in the towel that there would be nothing new from the Kelce brothers. "We've come to the end of the road," Jason announced on the show in mid-July. And in the end, as you know, it's all history, and Jason is learning to sew Easter eggs just like Taylor Swift did. We love a couple who can see through each other's BS, and Taylor Swift isn't letting Travis Kelce get away with something we've noticed him doing before. The centerpiece of her appearance on New Heights was the reveal and discussion of her new album, The Life of a Showgirl. To contrast how much more energetic this record would be, she noted she'd been making albums that were a bit more esoteric lately, like folklore. Trav chimed in by saying, "She's so hot when she says the big words." Now, we've been paying attention to this gentleman the past couple years, and we've been convinced he's actually really intelligent, and just kind of playing up the big, fun, dumb guy act to lower everyone's expectations. And you know what? Tay agrees. She called him out immediately, saying in an accusatory manner, "You know what esoteric means." She then explained to his big bro, Jason Kelce. "He knows what it means. He pretends he doesn't know what these words mean, but he knows what they mean." Jason put his baby bro on the spot, asking him what it means, and so, knowing he was busted, Trav proved her right by telling Jason, "Esoteric means for a specific following, like a specific genre of people." Trav nailed it. That's an excellent definition. And Tay got to take a victory lap, saying, "He does like a pretty, I don't know what it means thing, but he knows all the words, and he knows what they mean." And finally, alluding to her upcoming track, The Fate of Ophelia, she added, "And he may not have read Hamlet, but I explained it to him." Trav quipped, "It's all right, I watched The Lion King." Tay then shouted out the further proof. "See, he knows what Hamlet is." That one caught Jason off guard, as he had no idea The Lion King was a feline retelling of the Shakespeare play. And remember, he's the smart one. Like we said, this whole dumb guy thing is such an act. And you know what? We bet he really can read too. For real though, everyone dunking on this man for his intelligence should A, apologize, and B, also never dunk on anyone for that ever again, because what a crappy thing to do. Anyway, love that Tay called him out on it, his little ruse. Suggest the hilariously real couple moment on the comment below.